Hey everybody, welcome to the New Deal, New Minute. Just a few minutes of my take of things that are going on in the political universe that I'd like to address real quick. Short format video outside of the podcast. We can get into the deep stuff in the podcast or at thenewdeal.com in some of the articles that I write, in my rantings and ravings there. But this is a new minute, so it won't take too much of your time. But I did want to talk about the events going on tonight, the vice presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. And what I'm hoping it is anything but what we saw last week. Anything at all. I was so excited for the debate on Tuesday night. As a Biden supporter, as a liberal, I was really hoping that we would see a candidate who brought some refreshing takes to the stage. No, he wasn't Bernie or even Pete Buttigieg, maybe didn't have the energy, maybe he doesn't have the style. But what was Joe Biden going to bring to the stage that was going to kind of be the refreshing thing that we could all get behind? And he never had a chance because what we saw was chaos. What we saw was interruption. What we saw was a debate that included no information, no new policy stances, or very little, because Donald Trump spent the vast majority of the time interrupting Joe Biden, and Joe Biden could not get his policy out there. He couldn't get his stance out there. And I don't think he fell into the trap that Donald Trump was trying to set for him, but he certainly was not able to convey the messages that I think he wanted to going into the debate. And I think after about 40 minutes, I think everyone was exhausted. Democrat, Republican, Independent. I was having a watch party at thenewdeal.com on the Facebook page, and the comments, both sides were just frustrated. We deserve better as Americans from our public servants. And so what I'm hoping we see tonight is what we missed last Tuesday. I'm looking for policy. I'm looking for substance. I'm looking for contrast on the issues. And I'm looking to see what each side thinks that they can bring to the table different than the other. In Mike Pence, we have a career public servant who's been elected to public office multiple times for multiple positions, who brings an element of, I think, class and respect that Donald Trump is always lacking. And I think in Kamala Harris, we see someone who is in a position to respond well to someone like Mike Pence. I think against a Donald Trump, Kamala Harris could be very good because I think she has the ability to be aggressive. But against a Mike Pence, I think we're going to see her intellect shine. And I'm interested to see how she performs on especially the issue of race, because I don't think Mike Pence has a lot to offer, and I feel like Kamala Harris will have a lot to say. So on that issue specifically, I'm wondering how much of her record will come up, how she'll defend her own record, and how hard she'll press Mike Pence on the Trump administration's actions in regard to race over the past 4 years. But really, I mean, this year has been an intense year for race anything in this country, and we have not seen any progress. Just look at the Breonna Taylor case. So I think race will shine in this debate, and I feel like we will get substance. I feel like we will get policy. I feel like we will get a debate where we have questions that get answered, hopefully, because we need that as a country a little bit. I think the antics were funny or depressing, depending on what side you were on, for maybe the first 2 years of this administration. But I think things have devolved, and I think last week's debate just really emphasized how much we need real politics, real politicians, real substance, real issues that will hopefully then lead to real progress, or at least the illusion of it, because right now we don't even have the illusion. Right now we have a farce. And so I hope this debate will set the tone moving forward. And should there be another presidential debate, who with COVID and everything else, who knows if we'll see one, but should we see another presidential debate, I hope that they can build off what we hopefully see tonight. I don't think there's a large chance that this will devolve in a way that we saw the Trump-Biden debate devolve. If you look at the Democratic primary debates, they never reached that point that the Biden-Trump debate reached last week. And I think Trump drives that into chaos. I feel like Trump is the common denominator, if you will, for that type of situation to occur. I don't think we've seen that with Kamala Harris. I don't think we'll see it with Mike Pence. So I'm excited to hear about the issues tonight and real contrast. And we'll see how Kamala Harris presents herself, in the spotlight as the presidential nominee. And again, we'll see if if Pence goes on offense or defense. I feel like the Trump administration has a lot to defend and not a lot to stand on. Mike Pence is the head of the COVID task force, and so he's largely responsible in a lot of ways for what the U.S. response has been to a pandemic that we have basically failed at and continue to fail at going into the colder weather as cases nationwide begin to spike. So a lot on the table tonight, but I feel like we can all take a breath. Hopefully we can hear some substance, hear some policy, maybe actually be able to eat some of the snacks that we have around instead of being totally disgusted to the point where it's not even worth eating. Having a snack. I like to have some chips and popcorn and I don't know, hamburger while I'm watching the debate. So last week was so disgusting, couldn't even do it. This week, hopefully, it will be a normal debate, circa 2012. So that's what we have to look forward to tonight. New deal, maybe having a watch party tonight on our Facebook page. So head over to the Facebook about 7 o'clock Eastern, and hopefully we can get going on a watch party and see what these candidates have to offer. Hope everyone's had a great week so far, and we'll talk to you after the debate. Have a good one.